Welcome back to the No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and I start off with Loni Anderson passing away. She was the blonde bombshell of the late 70s and 80s. Her and Linda Carter, I remember having a TV show on together. Linda Carter being Wonder Woman. But I haven't heard much from Loni Anderson in years. I think she popped up here and there in the early 2000s, but after that, never heard anything from her again. And she recently passed away. She was married to actor Burt Reynolds, known as the Bandit. But yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I thought she died a long time ago. I honestly thought she had died. Did I hit this? I must have hit my camera. Let's see. Making some adjustments there. But yeah, I honestly thought she had passed away a long time ago. But I just thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, it was just like, I thought she passed away. But no, she didn't pass away until this week. And it was just like, wow, that was something else. She was also on WKRP in Cincinnati. That's where I know her from, is WKRP in Cincinnati. She was the blonde secretary. And on there, they didn't have her being like a dumb blonde either. Actually, I remember they had her being actually really smart and good at her job. But yeah, I really did think she passed away a long time ago for some reason. And then there was that. There was something else I wanted to talk about. The podcaster, that Bobby Off. I don't know how to say her last name. The one that kind of acted like uninterested in her interviews. Her podcast, from what I understand, has fallen off, so she shut it down. But she was doing the same shtick for how many years now? Has it been 3 years since she's been around? So yeah, I mean, there was nothing to it. In the beginning, it was amusing. I never watched it. I was annoyed by it. But I know people, found it amusing. But after all, something like that doesn't last, and so she didn't last, and now she's calling it quit and moving on. And then, I didn't realize this, but that guy who got charged with kidnapping when he was helping a woman in Walmart and she accused him of kidnapping, they just now dropped the charges. And it's just like, he got out of prison, but they just now dropped the charges. It's like, if I was him, I'd be suing everybody. I'd sue the police department. I'd sue that woman. I'd be going to town. I hate it when people who are wrong like that do nothing. I just want to let it go. Like, I would not be doing nothing. I don't know what he's going to do. He hasn't said, and I haven't seen any articles about him doing anything. But so many times I'll hear people just like, I just want to go. I just want to get back to my life. It's like, no, you need to destroy them. You need to destroy the police department, destroy that woman. I would make them pay. They be paying out the ass. And I'd be set for life afterwards. It's just like, I sue the police department for millions. I sue that, even though that woman has nothing, I destroy her. I make her homeless, man. You nearly sent me to jail on a false accusation. And she knows she lied. And she doubled down. And so I would destroy her. I would utterly destroy her. But, yeah. That brings up, I don't understand people who I just want to get back to my life and let things go like that. I could never do that. And a lot of people think that's a good quality. It's actually not. There's one thing, like someone, like road rage situation. If you're road raging on the road, yeah, okay, I can understand letting that go and going on with your life. But you nearly lost your life. And you're just going to that's life. And won't go back to your regular life. Now, you need to make her pay. Because I guarantee you there's trauma and he's not going to, and they're not facing, well, not him. I keep saying him. But yeah, people who do that, they don't want to face trauma. They're non-confrontational. And that's not a good quality, actually. I never thought it was a good quality. I'm not saying you got to be confrontational on everything, but there is a time to fight and a time to walk away. And you need to figure out which is which. Like, I know I was wronged by a mechanic, but I knew it would be hard to prove. So I walked away and I just never went back to the mechanic, and I badmouthed him to everyone I could. And I later found out he I think he got fired, but it wasn't because of me. But it's like he was a bad person, and I was so happy. But yeah, it's just there's a time to fight and a time to walk away. Right now, it's definitely a time to fight. I'd be swinging left and right, but yeah. Give me a sec. There was something else I want to talk about. I think I actually made a note, so let me see here. Okay, I did find it. One, to start off, now I've been talking about my medical and fighting for your rights as in the medical industry. Make sure we're getting treated right and seen. I don't have an official diagnosis. The guy said the tests were kind of inconclusive, but pretty much the tests were all over the place. So he still thinks it's this one thing, and so he's running some more tests, and I'm going to get changing my medicine. So forgot what I was going to say. Oh, my medicine's going up. I was taking this one medicine where it's like 25 milligrams, but actually he said that wasn't enough. It's like, this comes down to the previous medical professional I was seeing as my primary. She was just throwing pills at me and trying to figure it out, and I hated that. So I got a new person, and he's just waiting to see what the specialist's saying. The specialist, he broke down everything for me about the issue. He said, one, to actually test your adrenal glands is very tricky, and not too many people are actually trained on how to do it in the area. So that's why he's gone to the pill route. But instead of taking like 7 different pills, I'll be taking 1 pill 3 times a day. Or 1 pill, or 150 right now, starting off to see how it works. The idea is to back me off everything else, because I actually don't need everything else. I just need this 1 pill. And so far, I think it might be working, because I stopped taking another blood pressure pill. My blood pressure's been stable. So basically, this woman was giving me blood pressure pill on top of blood pressure pill on top of blood pressure pill. And now I'm stabilizing with my blood pressure. It's been normalized. And all I had to do was take more of the 1 pill she actually did prescribe. So it's like, to me, I feel like she got lucky, that medical provider. She was a nurse practitioner, and I haven't had much luck with nurse practitioners. I think I'm going to stop picking a nurse practitioner. A lot of times when I pick a nurse practitioner, it's because I just need someone to go to, from medical for insurance and all that stuff. But now I'm definitely going to only pick doctors. I'm not saying it's all nurse practitioners, but my luck with them has been 0. Because I think I've had 3 total, and all 3 I end up leaving. And it's just like, you're just throwing pills at me, you're not doing anything. So, yeah, they were useless to me as far as I'm concerned. And if they ever see this, I stand by it. They were useless. Because it was like they didn't listen. I don't recall any of the nurse practitioners listening to me. So, yeah. But that aside, the doctor is the specialist is very optimistic. Is that the word? Yeah. He's very hopeful that he's on the right track, or he's very on the right track. And he explained things. He explained things so good too. I was like, oh, that now all makes sense. And so I'm okay with not getting the surgery now, because so far I was focusing on just go in and get the tumor, but the tumor can be like 1 centimeter or something like that. It can be so small. And even getting imaging done, it may not show up in imaging. And so it could be inconclusive. And then even if they run the test on my adrenal glands, and it turns out it's just 1, they would remove that 1. But if it turns out it's both, they can't remove both, is what he said. So I was like, oh, okay. So if I only have to take 1 pill, I'm good with that. Just 1 pill versus 7. Let's do this. And so, yeah, it's like, that's a big difference. And right now he's starting me off at 150, and I do feel different. Like I was out with my wife. And I felt my blood pressure drop as I was moving around. And I was like, that did not feel right. So now I need to, that's what I was supposed to do when I got home, was take my blood pressure, and I didn't do that. But yeah, I need to check my blood pressure and see how far it dropped. Because, you get used to having high blood pressure, and then your body normalizes your blood pressure. It can make you feel different. I was so dizzy, woozy. It's like, what is going on? It's like, say I've been top heavy with blood because the blood pressure has been pushing all the blood up. And now it's spread it out. It spread the pressure throughout my body, so to speak. It's the only way I can think to explain it. That I'm balanced out and I'm dizzy from it. It's like, I know. It's like when your head is full, it's clogged, your sinuses are clogged. Then when it empties out, sometimes you're kind of lightheaded because all that drained out. That's what it felt like. And yeah, I'm hopeful. And the thing I made note of that I wanted to talk about was sharing too much on the internet. And now, the main reason I'm sharing my medical stuff is because I want to encourage people to speak up for themselves. So many times people end up dying because they didn't know how to advocate for themselves, or the family didn't know how to advocate for themselves. And people won't listen to you. And unfortunately, it happens a lot to black people. And don't be a black female. They just ignore you and walk away. So yeah, and unfortunately, it's gotten worse instead of better. And so yeah, so that's one thing I want to encourage, is that people speak up for themselves in medical conditions. So that's why I'm sharing. But one of the things that made me want to talk about this is, like, there was a video that popped up. One was talking about, I got something on my butthole. And it's just like, the guy Stitcher said, whatever happened to not sharing everything? And yeah, I don't know if that one did that as a joke, but there are real people who share way too much. I barely share. I don't think I share that much. Yeah, I don't feel like I've shared that much. I don't share every little aspect. I talk about my kids, but usually in conjunction with something else I've seen. Or talk about my wife, usually in conjunction with. But I don't think I've ever said the names of my wife or my kids. I mean, unfortunately, it wouldn't be that hard to find out. But the point is, I don't share unless it has something to do with the story, or has something to do with something I'm talking about. Because I don't understand the whole share everything. Like, when you see these people get on talking about, my dad died, my mom died, my brother died, my sister died, and they're streaming tears, perfect lighting, and all that stuff, and I'm just like, when did they die? Did they just die? And your first thought was to go home, set up a camera, set up lighting, put on some makeup, do your hair, make sure you look nice, get a nice outfit, and then film the video and squirt eye drops in your eyes and be like, ugh. No one believes you, first off. Majority of people will think you're full of crap. And let's say someone really did die. We now think you're a horrible person for doing that. And people who have, like, their kids are on the verge of death and they're filming and posting it for content, it's like, you can't put the camera down for 2 seconds. And I recently heard about someone talking about they have a friend or a sister-in-law who wouldn't let a kid be a kid. The sister-in-law was too busy trying to get the perfect shot. Like at the kid's birthday party, he was wanting to just eat cake, and mom was like, no, we gotta get the perfect shot. And it's like, what is going on? Just stop. Let your kid be a kid. So, and I think part of it is people want to get that internet famous and make some of that money, like a lot of the internet people did. And in some cases it's going to happen, but the problem is a lot of these internet family stuff, there's a darkness behind a lot of them. YouTube family stuff fell off there for a while, but I think it's making a comeback. And the main reason it fell off is because all the dark truths came out. The parents were horrible parents. And my daughter is 18 now, and I've talked to her about doing a podcast together, just so I can have someone bounce something off of. But yeah, it's just like, I've never forced my kids to do anything on the internet. I actually get mad at my wife for always wanting to post stuff, but she got way better at that. It's like, you don't need to post every picture of the kids on the internet. And so she got way better at that. But yeah, it's just like, what is this urge to share every little thing of your life online? And there's like the Twitch streams where people sleep and people watch you. It's like, that is creepy as hell. I don't care what anyone says. That is creepy as hell. You want to watch someone sleep? That's some stalker shit right there. What the hell? And yeah, it's just weird that people want to share every little thing like that. I don't get it. And, people chronically online. Now, when I say chronically online, I mean like social media online. If you're watching TV online or something like that, to me, that's not chronically online because it's TV. I mean, if you're watching an actual program, that's one thing. But if you're just scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, stuff like that, then yeah. Now, I can't lie. I do have a little addiction to TikTok. It's so easy just to scroll through there and it's like, oh crap, 15 minutes has passed. I'm supposed to be working. No, but seriously, like you can get lost sometimes scrolling through there. So I've consciously started putting my phone down, and if I'm watching a TV show, I make sure to put my phone down face down and start watching a show. And if I feel the need to pick up the phone, that means the show I'm watching is not that interesting to hold my attention, so it's time to move on. And I'll go find another show to watch, and then I'll find a show I want to watch, and I won't pick my phone up. And it's like, this is a good show. So to me, that's a good measure to tell if you're watching a good show. If it makes you put your phone down, that's a good show. But yeah, it's share like I said, not just the crying, but there are people who share like the abusive situations they're in, and I'm just like, I don't get that either. It's like, I understand wanting to document and have record of everything, but putting it online means that person who's abusing you is also going to see that. And that's going to piss them off even more. And I'm just like, that's a dangerous game. And then I've seen also where people will share they're being abused and discover they're the abuser. It's like, you're the abuser. You try to flip the script. Yeah. But yeah, you got to be careful with, sharing what you share. People share way too much. It's like, so yeah, I definitely agree with the sentiments. Can we go back to not sharing everything? And there was something else. Oh my God, what was the other thing? I actually forgot what the other thing was. I had some notes down here, and I can't remember what the other thing was. Oh my God. Actually, as I was talking, it popped in my head, and then it went right out my head. The WNBA sex toys controversy is hilarious, but that wasn't it. What was the other thing? I can't remember. So hopefully maybe with this new medicine, or not new medicine, but up in the medicine, maybe it'll help with my memory. I did ask if it would help with my weight, and he says, right now I'm actually retaining a lot of water. I was like, oh. So I could end up losing like a few pounds just in water weight. So that'll be interesting. But what was the other thing? Oh my God. I can't remember what the other thing is. But, there's one thing I thought was funny. Dean Cain talking about joining ISIS and helping ISIS, and they were playing the Superman song. What I found funny about it is Dean Cain's Asian. Does he not realize he was a DEI hire for Superman? No, seriously, if you think about it. At the time when he got the part, I was like, he's not white. I thought he might be Mexican or white and this or something like that. It's like, and I didn't even realize he was Asian. I actually thought he was Mexican, to be honest with you. But I was still like, I can't believe they hired him, But now I wonder about him and Terry Hatcher. They didn't get along. And now I'm thinking it was him. He's the reason they didn't get along, in my opinion. But yeah, Dean Cain has fallen off, and I guess he thinks joining ISIS is going to help. But he fell off because he wasn't that good of an actor. I mean, I like Superman and Lois, but if you look at his acting, there was nothing spectacular about it. You know, and one of the things he was also known for being was in pretty good shape, but now he's not in pretty good shape. You know, it's one of those situations where he's no longer popular, no longer relevant, and this is the only way he can stay relevant is by doing what he's doing. That's why he's doing it. And yeah, but like I said, he was affirmative action. If you want to be technical, you know, they hired an Asian man to play Superman, and also they add on to that, you know, he's an Asian. Basically, he was an Asian baby adopted by two white people. So it's like two white people adopted an Asian baby from a foreign land. So yeah, that's really the story. But yeah, it was just like, really, Dean Cain, do you not know you're not white? And honestly, I don't think he realizes he's not white. I think he thinks he's white. He tries to act like he's white, does everything that a white man would do. So I honestly think he thinks he's white. And what are you going to do? You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's hilarious that he made an announcement and everything, and people are clowning him. But if he's trying to say the news, it's working. So, I mean, that's one thing. Oh, yeah, Margaret Cho, the comedian, she made fun of him, blasting him for joining ISIS. I was like, Jesus. I don't know why he felt the need to do a whole press. Well, actually, I do know why he did a press conference. Like I said, he's not relevant in this. The press, you know, he's also from the time the old school knowledge or old school stance on any press is good press, and you know, and he does it. People are not liking me because of my political stance. Well, there used to be a time you could be a different political party and no one cared, but right now, if you're a member of a certain political party, it says a lot about you. And you can't just say it's one side doing all the judging of the other side. Both sides are judging each other. And the truth is, both sides are full of crap. And I like to wipe them all out and just start over. If I had the power of God, I would have been like, the human experiment. Ooh, I messed up on that one, and just start over. Yeah, the human experiment was a failure, in my opinion. But I'm still trying to remember what it was I was thinking about. And my notes this week have been crappy. I've been trying. I think the main reason they've been crappy is just I've had so much stuff going. Oh, that's something that happened a while back. Oh no, actually just last year. My father passed away in March. And I had to open up an estate account. Closed out the estate account after I thought everything was done. Fast forward to the middle of this year, I get a phone call from a lawyer talking about, because my dad had a lawsuit going on before he died, and they concluded it, and that was that. The money they got for the lawsuit went towards all his bills. So like, okay. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, Medicaid said you can have $1,000 back. I didn't close out the account. And I can't get it reopened. So it's like, screw it. So it's supposed to go to my sister to help cover the cost of the funeral. She paid for the cost of the funeral all by herself. I didn't have the money. And so I was like, you can have it. And so I just got to get it cash. I got to redo the small estate stuff to get the check added to what I'm allowed to do. Then once I get that added, I can go and cash a check and give it to her. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll go to the bank that the check's drawn on, and they already told me they'll turn it into a cashier's check. I'll take that check to my bank, deposit it. Then once the $1,000 in there, I'll take it out and give it to my sister. It's easier that way than trying to have the check made out to her, because I don't want to try to have the check made out to her and then they tell me, well, she's got to be present and all this stuff. So I'm just going to have it made out to me and put it in. But it's just like, they waited a year to say here, because it's actually Yeah, because like I said, my dad died in March, so and everyone got paid probably like a month, not even a month later, like 2 or 3 weeks later. The court case was settled. Everyone got paid. I went on with life. And then I did open the account, and it's just like, because I thought I needed it. And then nothing happened. By October, November, I was like, well, there's been no activity, so I closed the account out. And then now they're like, here's the $1,000 check. Like, why? Why did you do that? Yeah, like you should have just kept the money. Oh, but yeah. So if you ever have to deal with estates and open an estate account, it can be a hassle. Let someone else do it. But I still don't remember what it was I wanted to talk about. Because as I was talking about the oversharing stuff, it popped in my head, and I thought I would remember, and I should have known better I wouldn't remember. Should have started talking about it immediately. But I have been looking for a car to get my daughter, and one of the cars she wants a Volkswagen Beetle. She wants one of the 2000 models, and she found one for $2,000, but it was a 2017, and I didn't see how many miles were on it, but it's just like they're not selling for too much, the old models. So yeah, if it's in good shape, I'll get it for her, but I don't have $2,000 right now, so I have to save up for it. But probably by the time we save up for it, it'll be like $1,500. But yeah, it's just like she's learned to drive. She's got her permit. I wish she would have done in high school, but she was adamant she was not going to learn to drive ever. And I kept telling her, you need your driver's license. Now she realized, oh crap, I need a driver's license. So I was like, even if you never buy a car, you need a driver's license. And so there's that. So I guess you could say that could be part of oversharing. But yeah, it's just like, I've asked her multiple times, like, why did you think you didn't need a driver's license? I know there's a lot of people who don't drive, but life is actually hard for a lot of them who don't drive. Because after a while, people stop wanting to associate with you if you're constantly bugging them for a ride. It's like, learn to drive. And even if you don't buy a car, you can at least rent a car if you need to go somewhere, you know? Like if you need to take a trip, you could rent a car, but I don't know. Some people just get in their head that they never want to drive, and as well, I am not getting a driver's license. I cannot remember for life of me what triggered the memory, and now I can't remember. I'm still like, because it was really something I wanted to talk about. I thought I made a note about it, but I only made note about the sharing, and I don't know. Let's see, I really wasn't going to talk too much about that girl on her podcast or Loni Anderson, because I had some other things that I thought I had a little more notes, but I didn't. Oh, that's another thing. I was at work, and I thought of something, and then I forgot to make note of it. I went back to being bad at doing notes, so there's that. So I guess this one's going to be a short. This will probably be like 25-minute podcast. But it is what it is. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and everyone take... Oh, that's one thing I want to try to do. I'm actually going to try to get my podcasts. I may stop now. This might be my last podcast for a while, because I'm going to try to figure out how to market my podcast on more things, how to do all the free ones. Cause I think I can do it for free on Apple and Amazon, so I'm going to go ahead and set up accounts for those and go back and repost every single one on those. But otherwise, everyone take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and everyone take care. Later.